Hello everybody out there, Mike from Frontline here with Peter David, the writer of All New XFactor. So, Peter David, all of us heard that as of issue 20, you're going to be canceling the All New XFactor.
No, he's not.
Yeah. Would you care to explain why you are doing that?
Not enough people are reading it. I mean, that's really pretty much the only reason that a book gets canceled. I mean, you know, all I can do as a writer is put a book out there that gets rave reviews, which this does. I mean, part of it, I think, I suppose, is that the book doesn't have Wolverine in it. It doesn't have Cyclops in it. And as the fans complain about Wolverine and Cyclops being overused, that doesn't change the fact that if the book doesn't have them in it, then they're not going to support it. So we have a situation where the fans say one thing and do something else. And that's pretty much where we're stuck with it.
Alright, will there be a possibility that XFactor or a different title of XFactor might come back to Marvel Comics in the near future?
There's always a possibility. I mean, you never know. I don't know. Maybe if Wolverine needs someplace when he comes back from being dead, you know, maybe he'll show up in XFactor and then he'll sell it as a copy.
Yeah. And also, I've been always wanting to ask you a question, like, the title XFactor, like, how did you come up with the name XFactor?
Well, first off, it's a common word. Second, I didn't come up with it. XFactor was a title that was started many years ago by Bob Layton. And the title has simply continued as a Marvel book, but I didn't come up with the title XFactor.
I actually have a question about Spider-Man 2099.
Okay.
Are you happy to be back on that book? Because I know you did the book before. It's obviously been a huge success because a lot of people are talking about it. What can we without spoiling anything, what can we expect in the future? I know it's going into SpiderVerse now,
Yes.
the next issue.
Well, that's exactly what's going to be happening. It's going into the SpiderVerse, and some major things will be happening as a result of his time involved with the entire SpiderVerse crossover.
Are you happy that he's in the present day now? Like, because they took him out of 2099, Dan Slott brought him into the present, and now the problem is trying to get him back to 2099. Are you hoping that in the course of the book, somehow Miguel gets back to 2099 and you can write stories in 2099? Or are you happy writing them in the present, like working with the present day universe instead of 2099 with Miguel?
He does get back to 2099 in issue 6.
He will. Oh, okay, he will. So
Yes,
it's going to be back in the main setting of 2099.
That's where he is. I'm not saying he's going to stay there. That's
okay, understood. So you're enjoying the new take on Spider?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm glad to have you back on it. Loving the series so far myself. Glad to see that you're going to be sticking around with the Spider-Man title.
Yes.
Okay.
And one last question, are there any new projects that you are or have in the makings of working on for any company or Marvel?
Well, I have a new series coming out, first issue ships next week, called Deadpool's Art of War.
Yep, I saw that.
That should be entertaining. And I'm also doing a 6-issue Phantom limited series for a small company called Herman's Press.
Awesome.
Alright, and that's pretty much all the questions I have. So, Peter David, thank you for your time for the interview. And thank you once again for the XFactor and All New XFactor comics.
You're very welcome.
And it was enjoyable to read. Alright, so that was my interview with Peter David. And Mike saying take care and keep watching. Hey everybody.